Valley Club, 2 brand new promo codes to start off this week. And is the Brimstone team worth building? We're going to talk about that and the rest of your mailbag questions. And if you're ready for it, you need to do Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having an excellent day. We got 2 brand new promo codes and we got a bunch of mailbag questions, including is this Brimstone team worth building or are they skippable? If you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Marvel Strike Force video goes up. At least 5 videos of Marvel Strike Force content every single week on this channel. But let's go on to the Marvel Strike Force Discord server for 2 brand new promo codes. This is the one that was just launched, and this is one that is expiring in a couple of days. Actually, we got 2 codes here. I'm starting at the wrong section here. This is the one that's expiring 20 hours from now. This is the first one, and this is expiring on Tuesday, September 30th, 2 p.m. Pacific, or 2 p.m. Central. So let's copy this. Let's go over to the website. I've always entered these in the website. I've never entered this in on the game. So if you're having trouble entering this in the game, try this on the website. Let's see what this is for. Sinister Skirmish is the first code, all caps, and it is for 300 L4 training modules, 25,000 supply credits. So that is some good stuff. Let's go back to the promo code section there and get the latest code that just was announced. This one is expiring in 6 days. So even though you got a few days, enter it right now just in case. This is going to expire Sunday, October 5th. This is Count Champ September, S-E-P-T instead of the whole word spelled out. Let's copy that. Let's go back to this page here. Let's redeem this gift and let's enter the new code. Counting Champ September. Let's move this down so we can actually see it. Count Champ, not counting. Count Champ September, all one word. Let's claim this, and this one is for 50,000 antimatter. So get all that stuff, guys. Free stuff there. But before we move on to your mailbag question of the week, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, Raid Shadow Legends. It's a great time to start playing. I've been playing Raid for about 7 months. Check out the link to my second channel. But if you use the link to start off a brand new account or that QR code up there, you're going to get off to the best start for 2025 because you're going to get this guy for free, Michelangelo, for free. And if you use that link in the description, you're going to get a bunch of other characters as well. Triple legendary, triple epic start. Starting of a Karato Fox Hunter. At certain levels, you're going to get various epic characters for free. Great characters, Uugo, Zargala, and Tagoar. And after 7 days, you're going to get Michelangelo for free. But make sure within your first 24 hours of starting your account, enter one of these codes to get another legendary for free. I'd recommend the code Desert Queen to get 2 Honorex. She's a great Void legendary, but you could use any one of these codes within your first 24 hours to get a free legendary. But remember, right now, until the 13th of November, you can get Michelangelo just for logging in for 7 days for free. There's a bunch of other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles events going on in the game right now as well. But as usual, it is now time for your mailbag questions of the week. Big shout out to everybody that left a question for this week's mailbag video. If you do want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, we do this every week. Make sure you join the Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag questions channel, ask your question there. And first question of the week comes from Brother Mad Spider Valley. I'm going to Dark Dimension 7 soon. Wondering for global, would Orcus still be the best since they're my current tech raid team? Haven't switched over Insidious 6 yet. So are they the best? No, they're not the best. Can you go in with them knowing full well that eventually you're going to have to move on to the Insidious 6? Yes, you can bring them. They will get you through. They will help you unlock Mephisto. And because you might already have some gear on them, they may be already done. So yes, you can bring them into Dark Dimension 7, but as far as the best, it's probably Insidious 6. But yeah, you can make do. You can unlock Mephisto. I would, if you have the Orcus built up already, that may be the way to go. The only thing is Insidious 6 is going to be the next raid team. But if you're full well aware that Insidious 6 is the next raid team, you're going to have to put more invested in them later. You couldn't go into Dark Dimension 7 with that knowledge. You know, it's about the speed at which you could get these Dark Dimension mythic type characters. So is it going to be the better question, in my opinion? What is going to be the fastest way to get Mephisto? It may be Orcus. It may be going back and rebuilding Insidious 6, depending where you guys are with your accounts. But It should be the speed. And if Orcus gets you Mephisto the fastest, that's what I would go for right now. But yeah, you do any investment you put into Orcus, eventually they're going to fall off. They fell off a lot since they were initially introduced. They still do have those post-airy stats, so they're not a total waste. They still do have some value on defense in War and Cosmic Crucible, but yeah, as far as going forward in the raids, they're not going to help you too much, but as far as helping you for Mephisto, they may just do the trick for you, brother. All right, Valley, it's that time of the year again with Halloween right around the corner, and found enough shards to bring my Switch up to 7 stars, 7 red stars, nice, and get a nice 1 diamond zombie Scarlet Witch. That is good. All right, question. What are your predictions for this year's Halloween event? Will Undying get another rework? Is Drew going to go trick-or-treating for Frothies? Drew probably is going to go trick-or-treating for Frothies. I mean, he has a bunch of Frothies right now, and he's probably wanting more. So he's probably going to go trick-or-treating, and maybe some of the neighbors can help him get more Frothies, or maybe they'll trick him. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we can get an update from Drew. I haven't heard from that guy in a while, but as far as the Undying team, when this message, I guess, well, let's treat this since the Undying game mode is already in there. We know from the last week's blog post, but I was expecting them to do very similar things and also get a rework to the rest of the Undying. They came back. They came back with the hunger and the thirst. I think these events are great, but now that we have a few new difficulties, I'm looking forward to playing these. These were just launched a few hours ago, so looking forward to these. The same thing with Thirst. I had fun with both of these, the different little requirements that you had for this. And as far as what they're gonna do with Zombie Kestrel and these guys, I fully expect them to get a rework, maybe just a stat increase to build them to bring them back into the War meta, as they did with all of these zombies. They gave some of the previous characters a little rework, some very minor reworks just to include some of the newer members, but it should be getting a rework, maybe a stat boost as well. But yeah, this is what's going on. Let me know if this is the only thing that you think is going to happen, or we're going to get more. Obviously, with the release of Zombie Kestrel, we'll probably get more events for her release. But as of the zombies and the Undying team, we have the hunger, the thirst, and this Undying rampage, which is going to be going on for a while now. So it looks like it's going to be going well past Halloween. So that's always good stuff, because that's more shards and more content. Hey, Valley, I hope you're having a great day. You as well, my brother. Wanted to reach out about the Hellfire Gala polls that were posted semi-recently. Have you heard any updates about them? I'm curious whether they were just engagement polls for Discord community, or if there's a chance we might actually see them implemented in the game. Thanks for any insights you can share. So I've been trying to get more details on this. Unfortunately, they've been tight-lipped about this. And if you guys are not remembering the polls that we had, they were over on Discord. The first one started on August 8th, excuse me. And it was for these. Now, when they first launched these, I thought they were just for engagement. Dr. Doom did win the first one here for this costume here. We got a second one, the 15th of April. Emma Frost won this one. And then we got a third one here, and Rogue won this one. When they first launched these, I thought they were just for engagement, some cool things. But as they launched this second poll, they had an announcement that they're changing up the costume shop. They're going to be rotating costumes through. We got the old Doctor Strange costume that never was released. They got the Echo costume available to release. So I think some of that suspicion became with the timing of all that announcement. I did try to reach out to the devs for more clarity. They did not give any. So I think it was meant to be like a engagement poll, but hopefully down the road we will see some of these costumes here, especially because it looks like they are trying to do more with the costumes from that blog post there. We're adding more of these costume credits in the strike passes, and was able to get some of these older costumes. So I hope this was for engagement, but I hope some of these actually come to the game as well. Hopefully we get some more clarity on this very, very soon, because as much as it's just cosmetic stuff, it does increase my enjoyment of the game. Part of what I like about Marvel Strike Force is the collection aspect, so I want to collect everything that I can from this. So there's costumes, I do want to collect them, but yeah, we'll see what this is for. The devs have been pretty tight-lipped about this right now, but I hope it's actually costumes that come to the game and not just engagement. All right, next question. Valley, I hope you and your family are well. Same with you, my brother. I'm excited for the Halloween, but I'm working on Dark Dimension 7 and 8 at the same time. Would you recommend getting Mephisto, or can you complete Dark Dimension 8 without him? What cosmetics or legendaries would you recommend? So we got cosmetics on the mind. I think this is cosmics or a legendary. So let's go into the planner. All right, and the planner for Dark Dimension 8. Now, this one is based on Purple ISO 8.3. Dark Dimension 7 is based on Gear Tier 19. So you can do both at the same time. And as far as cost, well, all these characters are gonna cost the same for Purple ISO 8. So whoever you bring in, cost is not a huge consideration just because upgrading them is gonna be the same. I guess you might need some different classes of characters, but there's a bunch of characters you could fill into this legendary cosmic spot that are worthy of both Gear Tier 19 and ISO 8 level 3. So let's talk about Odin and Mephisto. Both of these characters are very, very good, but you don't need them. Obviously, you can't unlock Odin with Odin, but you can unlock Odin with Mephisto. So if you want to bring them up, you can, but if you don't have them, you got a lot of other options now. There weren't as many options previously. Characters like Kahori are pretty good. Characters like Old Man Logan are pretty good. You're gonna need the Starjammers, or at least Lilandra, for unlocking Professor X. So if you want to build her up, you're probably gonna need that anyway. I think a lot of these characters that I mentioned, the Kahori, Miss Marvel, Old Man Logan, Quasar, all the Starjammers, all the Fantastic Four MCU, Blastar, all of them are worthy of Purple ISO 8 level 3. It's just what order you want to do these characters in. I mean, obviously the Fantastic Four MCU, they're going to be great for Arena, and they're going to be great in the the Odin Saga as well. Blastar should be great as well, although just the way he's been released so far, you might not have as many yellow or red stars on him. Quasar is a great character, and then Starjammers, like I mentioned there, but you got a lot of options. As far as Purple ISO 8, it is a little cheaper, and you might actually have some characters pre-Gear Tier 19 that you have Purple ISO 8 on. Let me take that back. You might not be able to put Purple ISO 8. Actually, Purple ISO 8 is based on level 85. Never mind. But yeah, you might have some characters at Purple ISO 8 before you have that gear on them. Shadow King is another really good legendary that gets a lot of use now. He's an older character compared to some of these other ones that I mentioned, but all of them I think are worthy of putting that Purple ISO 8.3 and that Gear Tier 19 on all these characters. So I think as far as who you want to take in, it's just going to come down to who do you think you're going to use the most as soon as you're done with Dark Dimension 7 and 8. Whoever that is, that's who you build up first, because I think eventually all these characters are worthy of building up. So just whatever order you want to do them in. Now I have a question about the new leaderboard event. Is it even worth spending gold or not? Because I watched 2 content creators over the same event, and the other guy foolishly used a ton of gold to get all the milestones, but I'm getting mixed messages over if I want the milestones, but I do not want to overdo it. So the big thing here is not the milestones. The milestones are good. You know, all the stuff is good. The milestones are good. It's really what you're fighting for. And yeah, there's no Purple ISO 8 stuff in the milestones. It's all the leaderboard. You're fighting for this. Your place in the leaderboard is what you're fighting for. The first part of this Purple ISO 8 ions right here. Yeah, these T3 level 4 ions. These will get you some next rank to start to get closer to that Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel looks really, really good. And as far as the scoring for this, it's based on battling and raids, raiding with the Insidious 6, a bunch of other stuff, but earning a golden web. And to earn this, well, get this, to buy this, it is that, and that's going to be 1,000 points for you. You're going to have to buy this. Is that worth it or not? Depends on your goals. So for me, I think I'm going to look towards the end of the event, see if it's, see where my ranking is, see if it's worth spending gold. I only have 28 million gold, so just offhand, I would say this is probably not worth risking this to try to get some more points for that. It's just a use of gold to try to climb higher on the leaderboard to get that Purple ISO 8. So as far as the milestones, no. As far as your placement in the leaderboard, it could. So because there's 2 more days as I'm recording this, I'm kind of going to wait, see where I'm at the leaderboards, and if spending that gold helps me to improve my ranking to get more purple ISO 8, then yes, I will spend it. If it's not gonna really do anything for that ranking, then it's not worth spending. So I would hold off till the end of this. See if you want to spend the gold. It's definitely not worth it for the milestones, but it may be worth it for these ranking rewards for these ions, these level 4 ions, to chance to get blue marble a little faster. Really depends on how much gold you have. If you have hundreds and hundreds of millions of gold, maybe use all your supply credits on blitz orbs and got a bunch of gold, then maybe, especially if you're trying to get blue marble really, really fast. But if you're kind of casual or not as hardcore, or you have very little gold, it's probably not worth spending that gold just for those milestones, brother. Hey there, Valley. Hope all is well with you and the family. I've got 2 questions. Hold on, let me move this. All right, the first is, what's with the demonic themed teams? I know that initially Crimson Gear was called Demonic Gear before Scopely got the blowback to that idea. And I think they did that for a few reasons. Some for the blowback, but because initially that Gear Tier 19 was associated with Mephisto, the next chapter coming up was Mephisto. You know, it made sense. Gear Tier 19, but Gear Tier 20, there's no real demonic type of thing. Gear Tier 21, you know, or 20, Annihilus is not really a demonic character. Gear Tier 21, I don't know what the character is going to be for that. So it made sense to keep it a color rather than a name, because there's orange, teal, and then now we're going to Crimson Gear instead of demonic gear. So that's probably why they did that. But obviously there were some people that didn't like the demonic theme. I know initially it was changed to that. Yeah, but first it was a cursed. I skipped because of the theme of that. Now, the thing about the game, it's not just the teams, it's what they're gonna do. I look at what the teams are gonna do. A Curse is a Cosmic Crucible team. So if you were really into Cosmic Crucible, whether you like Demonic or not, if you wanted to be competitive in Cosmic Crucible, you probably needed the Curse team. But now with Brimstone team, a team that we actually have to build, I would push back on that because they're a war team. And while they look cool, they don't look as demonic in my opinion. I mean, Damien Hellstrom kind of, but the Living Mummy, he's like a monster. Helicat, I know Hell's in her name, but this is Jessica Jones' friend Patricia Walker here. So yeah, I don't think they're as demonic, but as far as if you need them, no, they're going to be a war team. So if you're into war, they're going to help you in war. They're going to be good outside of war. I would compare them to Liberty. Liberty is great for war. They were great outside of war initially. Eventually, the more specialized teams are going to conquer them. So I would compare Brimstone team to that Liberty. And if you felt you needed Liberty, then you probably would need Brimstone. If you didn't need Liberty and could get by without them, then fine, you know, and I know some of the more recent Liberty members were the best option to get on Professor X. That may be the same with the Brimstone, but as far as needing them, not really needing them. You don't have to build them. Second, will the Elite Store ever get an update? Because diamonds for the new characters cost the same amount as the old characters that have been out for a year. Second diamond for Moonstone shouldn't cost the same as second diamond for Daredevil Modern. Thanks always, brother. I agree that those pre-area stat characters just aren't worth it for the Elite Store. I don't think they're going to update it just for that. I don't think they're going to update the cost for that, unfortunately. So for veteran players, I don't think it's a big deal because you know which characters to upgrade and which characters not to upgrade. And as far as these diamonds, like they're kind of holding them back with these orbs that they're giving out for some of the more recent characters. But as far as them switching the cost, I don't see them switching the cost. I think you just got to be aware of which characters not to buy. So more the pre-Aerie stat characters or characters that you aren't going to use, and continue to just buy the characters that you are going to use. And hopefully if you make a mistake with one of these, they eventually get a rework or something, but I don't see them changing that. So just don't buy the bad ones. Don't buy the bad offers. Get the good stuff there. All right, last question of the week, Valley. I hope all is well with you and yours. Same with you, my brother. For Villain Global on the Xavier Saga, I have Nimrod, Sentinel, LDS, and Apocalypse at Gear Tier 20. I was planning Omega Sentinel, but I need a lot of tech for her. I have enough for Sebastian Shaw. Do you think those 5 will work? Thanks. Hulk Fistbomb out. All right, so this is who I brought in. I did bring in Nimrod. I did bring in LDS. I did bring in some of the Undying and Phoenix Force Omega Red. Fred is a lot of the community calls him. So I did bring in these characters. As far as bringing Sebastian Shaw, he is a post-area stat character, so I think he's gonna work. I think content creators like Duelam and Vinorum made it kind of apparent that you could kind of bring in whoever you want. They went in with some minions, they went in with some bad characters, and we're still able to beat it. Now, if you bring in a bad character, like And I wouldn't say Sebastian Shaw is bad, but they brought in characters like Hydra Sniper. They brought in like the Ravager Stitcher. They brought in some bad characters, and we're still able to do it. It did take them a lot of resets. So if you bring in a bad character, just know it's gonna take you it may take you a lot of resets to get through it. This is the hardest section in my opinion, this villain global section, but Sebastian Shaw's not a bad character, and you're gonna continue to have value with him down the road, just in the raids. The value that he is spreads across to other mutants and other game modes as well. So I think you could go with Sebastian Shaw. I think that team that you mentioned will be fine. So Sebastian Shaw, Nimrod, Sentinel, LDS, and Apocalypse should be fine with that, I think. So thanks for all your questions, guys. If you want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, like I said, join the Discord, go to the mailbag questions channel, ask your question there. If you got some value from the video today, leave it a like, check out some of the other videos on the channel, check me out on social media. If you want to start that brand new raid account, use that QR code up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out. Take care.